oldest, the most custom, most discussed civil rights organization. President Derrick Johnson joins us now. Derrick, good morning, man. How are you?
Good morning, Mark. How you doing?
Just fine. Pleasure to have you, as always, on this Tuesday morning. Georgia, voter suppression. What are we going to be able to do about it? What is the NAACP specifically helping to do about it, Derrick?
Well, we filed a lawsuit on last week to require the processing of over 53 voter applications. It is unconscionable that this candidate, who also serves as Secretary of State, will be allowed to continue in his position as he tries to suppress African American voters. Over 70% of those applications are African Americans. He is in a very tight race with the Democratic nominee, Stacey Abrams, and he should not be allowed to hold back the processing of these applications. In fact, it should be illegal. This should be a crime not only against the citizens of Georgia, but a crime against democracy, that he's seeking to subvert the process in this manner.
So we have a number, don't we, of how many ballots we're talking about, right? Or how many voter registrations, I should say, we're talking about. So what is it, about 70,000? Is that right?
So it's over 53,000 voter registration forms.
Okay.
70% of which are African American.
So where is the lawsuit at this time? Where is that in the process?
Well, we just filed it on last week once we learned of what was taking place, and so now we have to go through it. I'm hoping to have a hearing date soon, but it's outrageous. We're finding the same scenario in Tennessee, where we are preparing a lawsuit in Tennessee as well, where there's estimate around 60,000 voter registration applications that's unprocessed because the election official is claiming that the forms are incomplete because they use the federal form and not the state of Tennessee form. Mm-hmm. These incidents have begun to pop up more and more as a result of the Supreme Court decision to gut the Voting Rights Act, particularly Section 5 of the Voting Rights Act. Mm-hmm. The state of Georgia would not have been able to do this had Section 5 been in place because of the pre-clearance requirement, and the value of protecting the right to vote is paramount in order for this country to be a true democracy. And when you have in place things such as a Voting Rights Act, it must be not only adhered to, but respected by the federal courts.
So it's in the system now. Are you hoping that the case will be heard? I mean, we got, 21, 22 days left.
Oh, yeah. I mean, our lawsuit is pretty much saying that these forms should be processed immediately. So we're not seeking to get a hearing 2 months after the election, but we are filing for immediate release and having these applications processed.
So that's Georgia and Tennessee. Are we aware of any other incidents of suppression like this in other states?
Well, we're monitoring the process. We've heard small incidents, unverified. So we are monitoring the process, whether it's in Ohio or Michigan, Texas, Florida. We know that the closer we get to the election, the tighter these races are, there will be tools and tricks to try to suppress as many voters as possible, so the true will of this election would not be the reality for many, many people.
All right, folks. But the bottom line is, there's still some voter registration deadlines out there that have not passed. So people should be checking, in their state if they think they aren't registered or unsure, to make sure that they are. And as far as the NAACP campaign goes, Derrick, we're asking people to practice the power of 5, to not only check on themselves, but 5 other people, right?
Check on themselves, check on 5 other people, get 5 people to poll, talk to 5 friends to do the same. Yeah. It is absolutely critical we engage fully this election cycle. Said before that presidential election is a high watermark. We need a presidential election size turnout for this midterm election. as relates to the federal elections, but the state elections, state legislative bodies are going to be more crucial over the next 5 years than they've ever been because of the issues of redistricting and the census, and to make sure the policy issues we care about are front and foremost in the minds of everyone. You think about Michigan. You think about Flint, Michigan. We want to solve the water problem in Flint, Michigan. It's about the Michigan State Legislative Body getting individuals in place to direct their resources so those children would no longer be poisoned by the water that's running through their water pipe.
No, that's absolutely critical. The NAACP fighting voter suppression. We want people to have access to the ballot box for people to get out and vote. The NAACP, of course, is nonpartisan. So this is simply for everybody's rights to be upheld and to be able to get to the polls and vote. There's no reason in 2018 why anybody's vote should be suppressed, why anyone should not have full access to the ballot. Right, Derrick?
Absolutely. You know, ACP, you said it right. We're nonpartisan. We don't tell people how to vote, what party to vote for, or who to vote for. We just want to make sure our folks get to the polls and are able to exercise their right to vote. This is part of the journey that our ancestors took years ago after the passage of the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment. It's a fight that we've engaged in, whether it was with Ida B. Wells, whether it was the many, many individuals who came after Ida B. Wells, include A. Philip Randolph, Martin Luther King, Roy Wilkins, Thurgood Marshall. This is a part of the legacy, the continuum of struggle that we have to endure in this country to get to where we are, and we cannot allow a set of individuals to turn us back. And the only way we do that is not about the individuals with the big speeches. It is about the collective whole going out to the polls and exercising our right to vote to protect our interests.
Derrick, if people are experiencing any discrepancies in voting, any injustices, any concerns, if they're confronted with any type of suppression themselves, how do they contact NAACP? What should they do?
You can text us at the text number I give every week. You can log on naacp.org, register your complaint. So we are accessible, and we're going to the text message system and the online system because that's what people have grown accustomed to, particularly text message. So you text the word NAACP to I can't even remember the number this morning, Mark.
Is it 40649?
40649.
That's right.
NAACP 40649, and right there it can prompt an opportunity for you to let us know what's taking place, and we can respond promptly. So there is no reason for anyone to be turned away from the poll. There is no reason for anyone not to be listed on the poll books if, in fact, you register to vote. So let's exercise our right and protect our community, protect our future.
Text NAACP to 40649. Andrew, do me a favor, put that up on export. I want people to see it on the screen while they're watching, while they're looking on their app, and that they are looking in the car. They will see 40649. Text NAACP to 40649, folks, so you all can stay plugged in. If you go to NAACP.org, there's a toolkit on the Power 5, how you can help register if it's not too late. Check your state to see when the deadline is, but how you can help get 5 people to the polls. This is critical. And if we want change, we need to get people out to vote. Derrick Johnson is president of the NAACP, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Thank you as always, my brother, okay?
Right. You know where I'm headed. I'm headed to the gym, so
I know you. I know that's right.
Got to get you in the gym with me, Mark, so you can work out.
I know, man, but see, I'm on the air when you in the gym. I can't.
You can have one of those walking treadmills while you on the air.
I thought about that, but you know what? Somebody posted on Instagram, believe it or not, and this is what changed my mind about it. I was thinking about that, Derrick. Somebody posted on Instagram the other day, believe it or not, y'all, that there was a preacher in the pulpit with a treadmill. That he has a treadmill preaching from the pulpit while he's on the treadmill.
What was the sermon? What was it? Running for the Lord?
I don't know, but listen, I said when I saw that, I said, now, is that what I would look like doing that while I'm doing the radio show? And it looked kind of trifling, and everybody was clowning me, said it looked ridiculous. But you know, we need to take time to do all that. You're absolutely right, my brother. When's the next time you're gonna be in New York, man?
I will be there in a week and a half.
Okay, cool. We'll get together for sure.
All right, take care.
Derrick Johnson, folks. Thank you, Derrick. Enjoy your day. 866-99-SIRIUS, 866-997-4748. I want to be clear. I don't think people heard my original rant. My position is, more than anything, is that they use the media, the right wing through the media, because the media is not liberal. They use, different little silly things to undermine our candidates and our people. So now they're going to make a big deal out of Elizabeth Warren, and whether she's Native American or not, whether she took the test, but this man is a criminal in office. So we got to stay focused on that. We have to get out and vote. But I went through the whole history. Little stuff, little silly stuff. Walter Mondale, he was finished because he said, he'd have to raise taxes. Dukakis, when he was asked whether he would, if someone killed his wife, whether he would institute the death penalty. Little silly stuff like that. John Kerry. No, I'm sorry, Clinton first. He was impeached. Now, that's not enough. Hillary's supposed to say he should have resigned. He wasn't enough that he was impeached. Kerry, swift-boated. Just one thing after another. Hillary, some stupid emails that weren't even real. And now Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas, and the DNA shows she didn't have as much native. And so, Howard Dean screamed, finished, man. Gary Hart, who wasn't even a nominee, had an affair, finished. Donald Trump has affairs, he's president. So that's what I'm saying. These are all the double standards that exist, and I'm sick of it. So my only criticism would be, and it's not really criticism, if I was Elizabeth Warren, I wouldn't have taken the test, especially if the test came back with as distant as it was. I wouldn't have even tried it. You have to go after him. You have to go on offense. Stop playing defense, y'all. We've got to cut it out. Norm's in Florida. Norm, God bless you. Good morning. Get woke and vote. Get ready for impeachment. Go right ahead.
Yeah, so how are you doing there?
Fine, man. Not a lot of time. Hurry. Go right ahead. I'm fine.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, the issue, like you said, is voting. Voting down here starts in Hillsborough County, starts October 22nd.
You voting for Andrew Gillum, right?
Voting for Bill Nelson and Andrew Gillum.
That's right.
Starts for October 22nd in Hillsborough County. There are other counties in Florida that it starts on the 27th. And they'll have their opportunity to vote for Andrew Gillum and Bill Nelson. And that's all and that's right now, that's our you said that's our focus. All this other stuff is a distraction to keep us from voting. After we vote for Bill Nelson and Andrew Gillum, then the day after the election, then we can start talk to me about 2020 and that sort of thing, because these Republicans are slick. They get us fighting each other over. I can make a lot of comments about the DNA test and about the looking for the doing a mitochondrial DNA analysis and
getting all the weeds on all that.
That's
all they're gonna do. How much Native American? Because then that's the thing. Are you Native American? How much of it is Native American? Don't even get into all that.
Right. Right now we got to sequence and vote.
The question is not. See, here's what you say.
Yes, sir.
Here's what you say. The question is not. This is what Elizabeth ought to say. The question is not whether or not I'm a Native American. It's whether or not you are a criminal. And that's it. That's the end of it. That's the only thing.
Yes.
Go hard or go home.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The question
You
is
already
not
know
whether or
he's
not
an orangutan.
Bill should have resigned. The
Mhm.
question is whether or not Donald Trump should resign. You want to go back
There you
in
go.
time and relitigate what Bill Clinton should have done when you have a real criminal right now in office.
That's right.
So why aren't you asking if he should resign? Thank you, Norm. We'll be back. Sirius XM Progress 127, Resistance Radio. Get woke and vote. Get ready for impeachment. This is MIP.